I think we actually might have just seen the worst call in the entire history of sport. And like, this is a shock that it is actually not Dijonai Carrington committing a flagrant foul. Dijonai Carrington got flagrantly fouled.
Dijonai Carrington just became the WNBA's ultimate cautionary tale. One moment, she's dodging accountability for questionable plays. The next, she's collided with full force, blamed for the impact, and the basketball world reacts unexpectedly. This isn't just a missed call. It's poetic justice served at a pivotal moment, and it reveals critical flaws in the league.
Does not look nor play like she's 35. Okay, she be bringing it to them girls each and every night. She got that, acting like that face harness, okay, like to protect her face, her eyes, her nose, whatever that is. She be look like a dominatrix to me. I'd be like, bro, who is that? She looks like it's giving Scarecrow, or like a Black Raven vibe, okay, like a hawk. Like she looks like a bird of prey, okay? And that's how she plays. She plays like a bird of prey, while the other girls in the court are just worms to her, okay? They are bird food because she be cooking and eating everybody.
If you've ever questioned how quickly perceptions can shift, tap that like button and subscribe. What unfolds next will reshape your view of professional basketball forever. Visualize this critical moment. Dallas versus Golden State. Final minutes ticking away. The Wings trail by 3. A missed shot. Controlled chaos. Dijonai Carrington makes a smart choice. She disengages from the scramble, establishes position, and guides the ball out of bounds to retain possession. Textbook awareness. Suddenly, impact. Golden State's Tiffany Hayes makes contact from behind, sending both athletes toward the sideline. Carrington maintained her position, didn't initiate contact. Yet the ruling, foul on Carrington.
So the ball gets swung. Janelle Salon shoots the ball. It's coming out. It's coming out. It's coming out. So Dijonai Carrington is just shielding the ball out of bounds. She's just shielding the ball out of bounds, as you do. And Tiffany Hayes tackles her to the ground. Tackles her to the ground.
Immediately, social media ignited, not with demands or fairness, but with striking reactions. Comments poured in. The universe balances itself. Now you understand frustration. Even neutral observers acknowledge this might be the season's most perplexing call, yet few demanded correction. Why? Because Dijonai Carrington's season-long narrative set the stage. Uncalled physical plays, controversial moments, the league's inconsistent responses. Now, the absence of widespread support spoke volumes. When credibility erodes, even legitimate grievances go unheard.
Tyler's going down for a fast break layup. Dijonai winds up and smacks her across the head, and Skylar is on the ground having a hard time getting up. But this was something where people are saying, okay, Dijonai, this is happening a little bit too much for my liking. These hard fouls, these reckless plays are happening a little bit too much. And I want to show you guys one more play that was also in that game that actually injured Gabby Williams. Now, if you watch here, Gabby Williams is going up for a little mid-range jumper. Dijonai jumps to try to block her, and she comes down to where Gabby Williams doesn't have enough landing space. So she lands in her landing space, and then Gabby Williams rolls her ankle.
This moment capped a season of growing tension. The Caitlin Clark incident, primetime broadcast, contact near the face, no official review. Clark responded professionally. Carrington faced mounting criticism. The Skylar Diggins contact, high-speed play resulting in significant contact. Diggins needed recovery time. The Gabby Williams landing incident, space violation during a jump shot. Williams suffered an ankle injury. Repeatedly, penalties reduced. Disciplinary actions reconsidered. The patterns signal one troubling reality: insufficient accountability.
Is this? Look, pulling players to the floor by their hair is not making plays on the ball. This is not basketball. WNBA. When is she gonna get fined, suspended, or kicked out of the league for this reckless behavior? This is the 4th incident. The Lynx incident, taking out Ariel Atkins, taking out Skylar Diggins, and now the LA Sparks. When is it gonna stop, man? When is accountability gonna be taken for her being the dirty player and ratchet that she?
The contrast reveals systemic issues. While Carrington avoided consequences, rising stars like Caitlin Clark faced frequent whistles. Minimal contact? Called competitive plays, penalized. This officiating inconsistency felt targeted. When Golden State gained advantage from the controversial Carrington call, their own supporters appeared uncomfortable.
As everyone else has seen this angle. I'm calling her in and I'm saying to her, I need answers.
The conclusion became unavoidable. The WNBA's officiating doesn't merely make errors. It actively undermines trust. Now examine Caitlin Clark's approach. Similar physical challenges. Same non-calls, yet a response, composure, consistent performance, record-breaking contributions without public disputes. She elevated the game through skill alone. The outcome? Unprecedented viewership, cultural relevance. Clark embodies the league's future because she transcends controversy. Carrington became defined by it. When circumstances shifted, Clark's professionalism highlighted the difference in approaches. The digital firestorm ignited instantly. Within minutes of the controversial call, hashtag Dijonai Carrington began climbing Twitter trends, not with support, but with brutal dissection.
How many times Dijonai Carrington wants to get on her social media and want to claim that she's the victim and that she's not a dirty player. The league has rescinded fouls. Yeah, the league's rescinding flagrant fouls on you because it's run by a bunch of cowards. They're flagrant fouls. They're dirty plays. They're trashy plays. Someone's going to get very physically injured. At this point, Dijonai Carrington, forget about it. You won't beat these allegations.
Platform algorithms amplified the discontent, pushing compilations titled Carrington's Controversial Season to millions. These edits weren't casual fan clips. They were forensic timelines pairing her physical plays with league disciplinary decisions. One particularly viral TikTok spliced her foul against Skylar Diggins with footage of her post-game interview insisting, "I only play hard basketball." The dissonance was staggering. What transformed this from momentary outrage to a sustained movement was its multi-platform evolution. Twitter became the courtroom. Analysts like ESPN's Holly Rowe posted side bites comparing Carrington's no-call eye contact with Caitlin Clark to the Golden State collision foul. When consistency disappears, Rowe wrote, fans lose trust in the sport itself. Instagram turned archival. Fan accounts like at WNBA Deep Dives cataloged every rescinded flagrant foul, creating carousel posts showing identical plays by different players. Some penalized, some ignored. The most shared? A 4-part comparison of landing space violations.
And she ends up getting Shepard in the face, the nose. I don't know which takes precedent. Oh, see, it's the hit the ball and then it's the pull back. They're showing it on the Jumbotron at a different angle that sort of looked like, watch after Carrington goes for the block, watch her pull back right here. And that's the part that I don't know if you separate that. Do you separate that?
YouTube fueled the debate. Content creators dissected the league's disciplinary patterns. One 15-minute analysis video asked, why do some players get benefit of the doubt while rookies face microscopic scrutiny? It gained 200K views in 48 hours. The hashtags hashtag accountability now and hashtag WNBA fair play didn't just trend, they became banners for broader frustrations. Parents of young athletes posted concerned threads. How do I explain why number 5 isn't suspended when my daughter got benched for lesser contact? Former players joined cautiously. 2-time All-Star Taj McWilliams Franklin tweeted, physical play is our legacy. But there's a bright line between tough defense and endangering opponents. We crossed it sometimes and got teed up. Consistency matters.
Will not. Of course they're rescinding the fouls. That's what this league does. All right? Look, people can tell the difference between physical play and dirty play. And now there's a laundry list of evidence. Look, at this point, Dijonai Carrington should have been suspended, fined multiple times over. Of course they won't. Now we're gonna hit you with a flagrant, and then behind the scenes we're cool. We're gonna rescind the flagrant.
A pivotal moment came when a fan edit juxtaposed 3 Carrington plays with her public statement. I compete intensely. My heart is pure basketball. The caption read, hair pulling isn't intensity. Face contact isn't hustle. Landing in someone's space isn't defense. This wasn't hate. It was a plea for standards. The video amassed 500,000 views, with comment sections flooded with athlete testimonials about sportsmanship. Respected analysts like the athletic Chantel Jennings pose a defining question. When does competitive intensity become unacceptable risk? Her newsletter highlighted alarming patterns.
Dijonai, you're always in a dirty play. Dijonai, once again, here we are today. Oh, Dijonai.
Plays where ball focus disappeared. Actions extending beyond natural basketball motions. Delayed or downgraded disciplinary reviews. The movement's maturity surprised many. Rather than personal attacks, fans focus on systemic solutions. Transparency demands. Calls for the WNBA to publish disciplinary decision rationales. Officiating reforms, petitions for independent review panels on controversial calls, player safety advocacy, highlighting the league's inconsistent concussion protocols after hard falls. Even critics acknowledge the nuance. One viral thread noted, "This isn't about canceling a player. It's about protecting all players, including Carrington herself. Without clear rules, every athlete loses." The league's social media silence spoke volumes. As hashtag Fix the Whistles gained traction, the absence of official engagement felt like confirmation of deeper issues. Meanwhile, sponsors began quietly adjusting. A prominent athletic wear brand paused its Carrington-themed Relentless campaign, replacing Instagram content with generic team promotions. What began as reaction to one bad call evolved into a referendum on basketball integrity. The most shared post captured it best. "We cheer big blocks, fierce rebounds, and gutsy drives. What we won't celebrate. A star system where accountability depends on jersey numbers. The game deserves better." Dijonai Carrington's trajectory should have been a triumph story. Her Most Improved Player award wasn't ceremonial. It reflected genuine evolution, lockdown perimeter defense, improved court vision, and clutch scoring that lifted Dallas from mediocrity. Coaches privately praised her film study dedication. Scouts noted her defensive switches as league elite. Yet in weeks, that promise now battles a suffocating reputational shadow. The Golden State incident didn't just showcase flawed officiating. It exposed how quickly professional currency erodes when trust vanishes. The sponsorship shift. Within 72 hours of the viral moment, subtle but telling changes emerged. A major sports drink brand postponed her planned Relentless Spirit campaign launch. Local Dallas endorsements shifted focus to team-wide promotions. Sneaker collaborators began emphasizing team colorways over player exclusives. Industry insiders revealed the quiet calculus. Brands now weigh engagement metrics against reputational risk. Controversy drives clicks, but family-friendly partnerships demand alignment with league values. The message was clear. Individual star power dims when perceived as divisive. Locker room ripples. Teammates' public distancing spoke louder than press conferences. Post-game interviews saw players praising collective effort while avoiding Carrington-specific questions. On-court celebrations grew visibly restrained after defensive stops. Veteran leaders organized extra film sessions focused on discipline within physicality, a not-so-subtle recalibration. Anonymous player polls highlighted the tension. 78% of WNBA athletes surveyed called for stricter uniform enforcement of dangerous play rules, reflecting growing peer concern over unchecked physicality. Playoff stakes magnify the fallout. The Golden State loss wasn't just another game. It potentially swung Dallas' postseason fate. Impact before incident after incident. Playoff probability 82%, 63%. Defensive rating ranked 3rd, 7th. Team technical fouls 1.2/game, 2.6/game. The psychological toll manifested. Carrington steals dropped 28% as she played noticeably less aggressive defense, a self-censoring that undermined her greatest strength. The officiating irony. History's cruelest twist? The very refs who previously spared her now penalize instinctive smart plays. 3 games post-incident. A clean strip steal drew a phantom foul. Her trademark no-call rebounding position suddenly triggered whistles. Opponents exaggerated contact against her, knowing officials' heightened scrutiny. Analysts called it the whistleboy effect, when officials overcorrect past leniency, distorting games further. The system that once shielded her now amplified her struggles. Redemption pathways. Amidst the storm, potential turning points emerged. Leadership opportunity. Volunteering for the WNBA's new Respect the Game Sportsmanship Initiative, technical adjustment, working with film coaches to eliminate even borderline physical habits. Public recalibration, acknowledging past incidents without defensiveness. I'm evolving my game to protect opponents. Hall of Famer Cheryl Swoops framed the challenge. True greatness isn't avoiding controversy, it's transforming from it. The ball's in her court. The enduring question. Carrington's crossroads transcends basketball. Can raw talent overcome eroded trust? As playoff hopes dwindle and endorsements waver, her career embodies the athlete brand paradox. Skills open doors, but integrity keeps them open. The league watches closely. How she navigates this will define legacies far beyond her own. The Carrington controversy merely exposed fractures that have been widening across the WNBA ecosystem. 3 interconnected crises now threaten the league's competitive integrity and cultural relevance. 1. The officiating vortex. The real damage isn't occasional missed calls. It's the pattern of game-altering decisions detached from basketball fundamentals. The mystery whistle phenomenon. 37% of late-game fouls this season showed no clear correlation to on-court actions according to Second Spectrum tracking. Replay failures. 5 critical reviews in August alone took longer than NBA playoff reviews, average for 32 versus 315, while producing debatable outcomes. Positional bias. Guards received 23% more fouls per drive than posts despite similar contact levels, penalizing the league's perimeter-driven evolution. This inconsistency creates impossible player choices. Do I contest legally and risk a phantom call? Or concede the basket to avoid referee roulette? The result is basketball, increasingly played not to opponents' strengths, but to officials' perceived tendencies. 2. The discipline dilemma. The league's disciplinary process faces credibility erosion through observable double standards. Scenario player A, veteran, player B, rookie. Landing space violation. Rescinded post-review flagrant 1 upheld. After whistle contact, $500 fine 1 game suspension. Media criticism, no penalty, $20,000 detrimental fine. This inconsistent enforcement creates dangerous perceptions that tenure trumps fairness and marketability influences consequences. When players publicly question why identical actions yield different outcomes, the league's moral authority diminishes. 3. The trust collapse. The most alarming symptom emerged in fan reactions to the Carrington call, applause for injustice. This signals profound broken trust. Tribal morality. Fans now prioritize karma for disliked players over universal fairness. Viewer disengagement. 18 to 34 demographic viewership dropped 11% in games with multiple controversial calls. Developmental impact. Youth coaches report players emulating uncalled physical tactics, believing them part of elite play. The corrosive effect extends beyond arenas. When fans celebrate incorrect calls as cosmic payback, the sport unconsciously trains its audience to value schadenfreude over excellence. The path forward. Meaningful reform requires structural solutions. Officiating transparency. Published post-game L2M last 2 minutes. Reports for all games, not just national broadcasts. Disciplinary clarity. Establish public matrices linking specific actions to define consequences. E.g., landing space invasion equals automatic flagrant review. Fan re-engagement. Create rules corner segments where officials explain controversial calls in real time during broadcasts. WNBA Commissioner Kathy Engelbert's recent acknowledgement that consistency requires renewed focus signals awareness. But players like Seattle's Jewel Lloyd put it plainly, we don't need statements. We need systems, the stakes. Without urgent action, the league risks permanent damage. Sponsors shifting investments to more predictable properties. Elite prospects viewing the league as subjectively officiated. Legacy fans abandoning games as entertainment becomes grievance theater. The solution starts with a radical premise. Call the game by the rulebook, not the storyline. Only then does the WNBA's extraordinary athleticism reclaim center stage. Dijonai Carrington's journey reflects the league's critical juncture. After months of debates, one collision exposed deeper issues. The complex fan reaction reveals a troubling truth. Sports integrity suffers when accountability disappears. Fairness shouldn't depend on popularity. Until the WNBA addresses its core challenges, these moments will keep recurring. If you believe basketball deserves consistent standards, join the conversation below with hashtag #RespectTheGame. Subscribe for more essential sports analysis. The most important conversations are just beginning.